أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم من جاء بالحسنة فله عشر أمثالها ومن جاء بالسيئة فلا يجزى إلا مثلها وهم لا يظلمون صدق الله مولانا العظيم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that whoever comes with one good deed, one hasana, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala pays him, rewards him with 10 times. And whoever comes with one bad deed, one sayya, then he will not be paid except equal to one sayya, one bad deed. And they will not be treated with zulm. One ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, whoever comes with good deed, Allah's sunnat, that minimum reward will be 10 times. Minimum. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had said at many different ayat that will be at least 10 times. But sometime, أضعافا مضاعفا كثيرا. Sometime Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala pays back in so many multifolds. And in some of the ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala pays you back as much as He wishes, as much as He likes. So remember, whenever we perform good deed, then that is the sunnah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is the generosity of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that every good deed will be treated at least 10 times. At least 10 times. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's generosity, no one can comprehend. According to your commitment, according to your ikhlas, sometime Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will pay you back countless times. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will treat you the way He will wish. That is for good deed. When it comes to bad deed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that whoever comes with bad deed, then he will be paid back only one time. His bad deed will be counted only once. And that also, when it comes to bad deeds, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَمَا أَصَابَكُم مِّن مُّصِيبَةٍ فَبِمَا كَسَبَتْ أَيْدِيكُمْ وَيَعْفُو عَن كَثِيرٍ. When trouble strikes you, that is because of your own deeds, because of your own sins. Otherwise, وَيَعْفُو عَن كَثِيرٍ. Majority times, your bad deeds also He ignores. That is His sunnah. In one of the ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that مَا أَصَابَكَ مِنْ حَسَنَةٍ فَمِنَ اللَّهِ. Whatever hasana you get it is from Allah. وَمَا أَصَابَكَ مِنْ سَيِّئَةٍ فَمِنْ نَفْسِكَ. And whatever sayyah you come out with, that is from your side. So when it comes to bad deed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sometimes ignores. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sometimes do not hold you responsible for your bad deed. Or sometimes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala see you performing bad deed and His mercy is in force. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, go, I have pardoned you. I have forgiven you. So when it comes to bad deeds, there are three scenarios. Sometimes He ignores, sometimes He treats you with mercy and forgiveness, and only very rare when He takes you as an accountable person, then for one bad deed, you will be held accounted for only once, equal to that one bad deed. That's why we were talking this morning that beside Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you expect one of the three things. Either mercy, either justice, or either zulm. Anybody beside Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is possible. But when it comes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala treats you one of the two ways. Either fadl or either adl, justice. And that is what we were talking this morning, that no one can withstand in front of Allah's justice. That's why Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Man nuqisha faqad halak," aw kama qala alayhi salam. Whoever is made upstanding, that okay, now you come to our accounting. Why did you do this? Whoever is being asked, I am not saying, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, he is gone. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said into the Quran, Allah never said into the Quran that was'alullaha min adli, that ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, oh Allah, do justice with me. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never said into the Quran. Even Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam never taught that. What your Quran and Sunnah had taught, was'alullaha min fawli. Whenever you want to beg, you want to seek, then seek from the fadl of Allah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is very kareem, very forgiving, very rahim, very generous. He declares, this is the sunnah of His, that when it comes to treat you for your good deeds, look at His kindness, look at His mercy. That every good deed, the payment will start at least 10 times. You give £1, He will pay you back by 10 pounds. I'm just giving an example. That is minimum. That is the minimum premium Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala pays you back. And when it comes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy and generosity, there is no limit to His premium. When you perform good deeds. So you must expect very high. You must have high expectation. And when you do some bad deed, look at His mercy, look at His kindness. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that one bad deed will be accounted for only once. As one. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us correct, obedience and correct expectation from His mercy. And we will say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always that, oh Allah, I don't want no reckoning. بِغَيْرِ حِسَاب. Oh Allah, treat me without any reckoning. Without any reckoning. That's why, sometimes we were discussing this morning also, that some people out of their immaturity, out of their ill understanding, out of their misunderstanding, sometimes, no. I will prove it to you in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No, in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are in full expectation of only His mercy and His fadl. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us high expectation. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and He had made an announcement into the Quran also when it comes to sayyat, when it comes to bad deeds, that when His generosity is enforced, then sometimes فَأُولَٰئِكَ يُبَدِّلُ اللَّهُ سَيِّئَاتِهِمْ حَسَنَاتٍ. Not only that He pardon you for your misdeeds and bad deeds, He turn your bad deeds into good deeds. يَفْعَلُ مَا يَشَاءُ. He does whatever He feels like doing. La yus'alu amma yaf'al. No one asks Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no one can hold Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala responsible that why did you do this? But if someone is being asked by Allah that why did you do this, then he is gone. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take us all to the highest of His nearness without any reckoning. Inshallah, zikr ki majlis huई.